totally free and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline, very
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Taryn Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercise to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Good morning, everyone. And today we're talking about some false narratives, some lies that we tell ourselves. And I'm going to probably come off a little more blunt than you need to take literally, but I can't help but see this time and time again in myself, in other people, in clients I get to work with, but these stories have to stop. We have to stop these stories from completely controlling, dictating our lives. It's so incredible to me that I can create these false narratives. I can create these limiting beliefs inside myself that genuinely dictate the direction of my life. I don't believe I can't go work out because I got this wrong with me. Because I got this wrong with me. I can't go do this because I have this going on. I can't give myself permission because so-and-so and so-and-so said something. I can't give myself permission to love myself. I can't give myself permission to lose the weight. I can't give myself permission to succeed because nobody in my family has yet to do it. And this is just how we are. These stories are so sad and so brutal, but they're so true. It's wild how when it comes to seeing the physical chaos of things, say if I'm visualizing and I'm seeing like there's hurricanes coming through and destroying, I'm like, oh yeah, of course they need to change. And we can see how we would need to uproot and change our lives because of some physical catastrophe. But when it comes to emotional catastrophes and when it comes to emotionally reflecting on our own selves, we're like blind, walking in blind, not knowing where to address it. We're scared to put labels on things. We're scared to be curious to come into it and kind of figure out what the hell is really wrong with us. I know there was so many times I didn't take action on things that I know I really wanted to take action on because I had limiting beliefs. I was telling myself a bunch of bullshit, and I can't help but I wanted to come on here and talk about these stories, these limiting beliefs, and maybe we can help on episode 297, just help you erase one of these stories, erase one of these narratives, and challenge what is going on with you. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to run through 5. Where are my banners at? We're going to go ahead and run through 5 tactics, tips, and tricks to help challenge, to help change and rewrite the stories about you so we can love ourselves deeply and we can get out of our heads, get into the world, take a bunch of action, and get done what it is that we want to get done here, and it's so easy. There's so much chaos going up in our heads 24/7. It's no wonder why people are frozen in time, frozen at that crappy job, frozen with low amounts of money, frozen on having a big fat gut, frozen on just like the real, it's suffering good experiences. It's so wild to me that they compound in different directions. Like when you tell yourself false narratives, your life and your suffering just keeps compounding and compounding and compounding into the wrong direction, just making your life even more painful. So again, if we can just rewrite one of these stories that we tell ourselves, get rid of one of these limiting beliefs, I think it'll be an absolute win today. So we're going to go through, and that gets us straight into tip number 1 is to challenge your thoughts. We want to challenge your thoughts. Your thoughts are trash. They're negative bias. They're a bunch of it's a bunch of garbage. And when we live within our head, when we live within our thoughts, and we let our thoughts completely control our lives, and knowing that humans are negatively biased to help survive, then we start to see the pattern of how this isn't true. And that's the question that we want to continue to ask ourselves again and again and again and again. when you tell me that you have a limiting belief, I can't do that. I can't start that business because I got all this going on in my life. I'm here to say that somebody has it worse than you, and somebody has done more with the resources that they have. If your goal is to make a lot of money and start a business, then really challenge that and understand that somebody's been in a way worse position than you, and somebody's been able to overcome it. The possibility is there. So stop saying that it's not possible, because that's just a bunch of bullshit and it's absolutely not true. Especially with exercise. I have this going on, so I can't exercise, when there's 1,000 ways to exercise. Whether a lot of times I get told I can't exercise, my joints are bad. It's like, dude, that's the reason why when you challenge your thoughts, when you have a reason or a rejection, that needs to be your reason why you do what you need to do. My joints are bad, I can't go work out. It's like, dude, that's why you need to go work out. Get in the water. Go get a swimming class. Go do, oh, I don't want to do that. I can't do that. There's so many options and opportunities for everybody. And we got to be really careful of these stories that we tell ourselves that limit us, that make us out of shape, that make us poor, that make us feel like crap all the time. And it's wild that we can get on such a pace that we feel like crap so often that it gets normalized. And that's even scarier. So challenge your thoughts. If you have thoughts on particular issues, or if you have strong opinions on things, that is a huge reason why you need to continue to jump into it. So gather evidence. So the next thing after you challenge your thoughts would be to gather evidence to help support changing your thoughts, to help support shifting your mindset, to help guide and support you on what it is you have to do these hard things. A lot of times I've heard these limiting beliefs of like, oh, I personally can't love. I'll never find somebody. I can't do this. I can't do that. And then I'm like, okay, let's sit down. Let's look at the evidence of what's going on in your life. Or a common thing when I'm working with a new client, they're like, man, I just suck, man. I'm going through it. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. I was like, okay, let's go over what have you been doing in the last 6 months, last 12 months, 18 months, last 2 years? What have you been doing? And then they'll tell me all these great things. I'm like, I got a new job. I've lost 10 pounds. I got talking to a girl, but it ended up not working out, but I'm proud of myself for it. It's like, dude, these are wins. And if we look at the gains in our life, if we look at the progress in our life, if we're looking at the things that we are taking action on, maybe it's just being alive. Maybe just the fact that because not everyone lives a long life, it turns out. There's tragedies, there's diseases and all this stuff. And you have the greatest gift that so many people would love to have again. And it is the human experience. It is being alive. So naming off some wins, writing out some things you're grateful for, just writing out, gather evidence to support doing what it is that you're doing. And I'm really passionate on this episode because for so long, when I was starting off in coaching and teaching and trying to create courses and stuff, I was always telling myself, man, I look so young. I'm inexperienced. I'm not good at this. Man, no wonder why nobody's buying. Of course, there I go again, falling short. Falling flat, not good enough. Go figure. It's my family story. No, we're not highly educated. We don't have a lot of money. Go figure. I'm just another person. It's like, holy crap, that is really sad and not true. Because when I look at my life, it's like I lived out of my car and traveled the entire country over multiple months, over 6 months, traveling the entire country, living out of my car. I got an MBA. I bought some rental properties. I'm falling madly in love with my amazing girlfriend. I'm starting to, once I start compiling the evidence and actually write it on a dang piece of paper. So get out a notebook and write out some wins that you got, write out some dubs, and then kind of look at it and be like, how can I go back to number one and challenge some thoughts? Because we all need evidence. We all want to see progress. When we suffer, it's because we're focusing on the wrong thing. What you focus on is what you feel. So sometimes you're going to have to write out a few wins and kind of recenter yourself and get out of what they call in Buddhism, the monkey mind and the craziness. So don't get too caught up in your thoughts. That stuff will kill you. It literally will kill you. The stress and the hormones and deterioration of your cells. It's negativity is deadly, literally. Practice self-compassion. So I see this all the time. I do this there's a version of Tanner on the ground over there in this office, and I'm just kicking him in the gut just over and over. Yeah, of course you didn't get that sale done. You're trash. You don't know what you're talking about. Of course you didn't get your workout in because you're lazy and you're a little bitch, yada, yada. Just coming at me all the time, just coming at myself, just being so hard on myself. Like, please stop being so hard on yourself. Give yourself some compassion. Give yourself some empathy. You've been through a lot of stuff. I don't even need to talk to you. If I'm like looking directly in your, I know that you've had a lot of hard stuff in your life. That is part of life. And I'm sorry that you have carried a lot of the pains in your particular situation, because your situation is always unique to you and no one can argue your personal experience. So I thank you for carrying your pain, but please start being more compassionate to yourself. Don't be as hard on yourself, because you're your biggest supporter. Like, you are your biggest cheerleader. And if you went to a football game and the cheerleaders were like, boo, you suck, you're trash, you're terrible, this team sucks. It's like, what kind of cheerleading squad is that? Not one I would want around my team, my life, my individual experience, right? So I like to use that cheerleader analogy. Kind of, are you rooting for yourself or are you rooting against yourself? What team are you on, right? Practicing some self-compassion. And sometimes yesterday we talked about being around negative people and how to combat this and that. So finding positive influences is very, very important. Some of the greatest minds that I love to pick apart is Doris Goodwin. She's my favorite author. Alex Hormozi, I think he's the greatest salesman of this generation. Tony Robbins, Jim Rome. There's so many positive influences. If you don't have them in your immediate area, then reach out. You have the internet. You have other people. Reach out to me. Be like, hey, Tanner, I really like this industry. You know anyone who's good in it that I could learn from? I will literally look for you and I will tell you, because I believe it makes that much of a difference. However, I can help. If you need a positive influence, reach out to me. Maybe you need, and then that leads us to, so you're looking for positive influences, whether it's in your families, your friends, you're just being more vulnerable. Hey, I need help with this. Hey, I need help with this. And that leads into point number 5 that we, tip number 5, as we're trying to stop the lying to ourselves, stop the limiting beliefs, stop the false narratives, and getting to number 5, seek support. No man is an island. Nobody does this stuff on their own. Everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs a mentor. Everyone needs some type of accountability. Everyone needs a tribe that they can be. This is some human shit, evolution stuff from thousands of years ago into today. We still all want to be validated, and we still all want to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. So if you have a major goal and you're really struggling, say food, because food addiction, smoking, alcohol, all of these things that really destroy our bodies and destroy our minds and destroy our emotions, they're tough to break. They are like billions and billions and trillions of dollars is poured into the number one consumer economy in the world, the United States, to keep you addicted to this stuff. So we need help and we need support. We need the right framing in order to take ourselves to the next level. So don't be scared to seek a support. And by God, get a life coach. If you need a coach, you talk to Tanner. We have private one-on-one life coaching. We have courses that you can go through, 6-week trainings to help you understand yourself. And additionally, we have 100x business and sales growth to help you just take massive action. I know these are the services we provide here at Talk to Tanner. So if you know anyone who needs a coach, have them please talk to Tanner. And then the last one, if you're looking to completely change your life, if you're looking to stop the false narratives, stop the stories that you're telling yourself, because you got to ask yourself, are these stories true? I can't do this. I can't do that. Is that true? Is that true? And try to answer as honestly as possible. And the last one is, if you take action, I promise you will find the evidence needed to change your thoughts, and then you're going to have a positive influence, and it's going to make you want to take even more action. Action is the gasoline to the engine. Action is the evidence we need as human beings to continue to get better. Because remember, it compounds in a positive direction. So we can watch, we can sleep well, we can eat right, and we can exercise right, and it'll continue to compound in the right direction. But if we continue to sleep like crap, we eat crap, and we don't move our bodies at all, it will continue to compound in this wrong direction. That's negative, positive, right? So it can really shoot one way or the other. I'm sure you can look at people who you know, people who you love. Listen to these stories. Listen for them next time you're communicating with people. Listen to this limiting bullshit that ain't true. And you don't have to call people out, but just see it in yourself. That's what I've been trying to do more than anything. I'm not going to come to your house and I'm not going to be like, oh, go this, look at that false story, that false story. I'm not going to tell you that, versus I'm going to see this in myself. And I've seen it so much in my sale. So when I'm trying to call people, I hate being rejected. It makes me feel like my passion and stuff is getting crushed, and I don't like it. Anyway, so when I do this, it takes a lot of effort for me to not let those stories creep in, not let those limiting beliefs creep in. But now that I'm seeing it all the time and I'm attuned to it and I'm hearing all the stories, everyone has these, right? I have stories I tell myself that hold me back. You have stories you tell yourself that hold you back. It's just raising the awareness and figuring out for yourself so you can have an exceptional human experience. What stories do you tell yourself? What things do you struggle to take action on? What limiting beliefs do you have? What false narratives are present in your life that we need to destroy? We need to bust it with a dang sledgehammer, break this stuff up. This isn't true. It's holding you back. It's holding me back. And we have so much opportunity and so much to do that we're going to destroy a bunch of this bull crap so we can live our best lives ever. Live to your full potential. And I guarantee we can do this by destroying the stories and finally just stop the lies. Stop the lies. You can meditate. You can exercise. You can eat right. You want to do these things. You want to do them. You just need to find the right support, positive influence, practice self-compassion, gather the evidence, and challenge your thoughts. Do this for yourself. Completely change how you view the world, how you experience the world, and finally get that fresh relief of a smile to just accept and surrender to what is in front of us, and that I am good enough, that my life is good enough, and I enjoy my life very, very much. I hope this was helpful. Continue to challenge those stories that come into your head. I know this is a really tough one for me. Sorry, I need a drink of water. And in case you needed to hear it today, I love you. You're a badass. You're going to go get this, destroy these limiting beliefs, destroy these false narratives, and go have an incredible, incredible day. I'm wishing you the absolute best. Love and support from my heart to yours. And if you know anyone who could benefit from this content, please like the video, share, or comment an emoji. It means the world to us as we're trying to grow this channel and reach more people in a positive light. And if you know anyone who needs a coach on their personal and professional journey, you talk to Tanner and see if we can get set up with some of our services that we have here. Thanks so much again, guys. I'm out of here. Have an incredible weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. And as always, love y'all. Peace.